It's been a pretty interesting couple weeks for recalls. I just talked about the Costco butter stuff, and now Mattel has had to pull thousands of its Wicked dolls from the shelves because they sent them out with the wrong URL on the box. The URL that got shipped on the box goes to an adult website, which apparently had this site going plus ultra as they experienced a huge surge in traffic that they hadn't seen in 12 years at least. The porn site it links to is called wicked.com. And I talked about it on stream. I'll show some clips from that where I dive in a bit deeper. But initially, when I was reading the story, I didn't recognize the site. I thought it was just one of those millions of nonsense, completely barren wasteland porn sites that spring up, fucking quirkyperky.com. But when I actually visited it, I had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Like, synapses were firing. I got transported back in time because I remember it from the early 2000s. Wicked porn has been around since before the Big Bang. It's older than dirt. It's the porn equivalent of Galactus, just this primordial being that always has been. It was established in 1993, which means the porn is older than the book that the musical is based on. The book came out in 1995 and the play was in the 2003 era. So the actual porn site that it links to is like the OG genesis of Wicked. Of course, it has nothing to do with the play or anything, but I just found that to be so interesting. I didn't realize how old it was. I knew it was old as shit, but this blew my mind. Anyway, though, let me dive in a little deeper on exactly what happened with this mishap. Did you see how Mattel put the URL to a porn site on all of their Wicked movie dolls? Mattel is pulling all the dolls from the shelves. Is that real? Or is that like a conspiracy? Are you serious? No way. What? Mattel apologizes for link to porn site on Wicked movie dolls. Come on, is nothing sacred anymore? I can't even buy a doll without having melons in my face anymore. Give me a break. Jeez Louise. As soon as I'm done with this ad, I'm sure I'll get to see a great news segment covering this. Here we go.
For a Wicked mistake, a web link on the packaging for two dolls promoting the new movie Wicked was actually a link to a porn site. It was apparently a typo that left out some letters from the movie's website. Mattel said, "We deeply regret this unfortunate error. Parents are advised that this misprinted, incorrect website is not appropriate for children.
What was the
Consumers are advised to
website?
discard the product's packaging or obscure the link."
Wait, so it just left out a couple of letters and it linked to porn somehow? What was the site? The package for the dolls were printed with a web address to an adult film site with the same name as the upcoming movie musical starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. So the site's just... Oh, it's just wicked.com. Sarah Ganau, popular YouTube creator who makes videos about Legos, told ABC News she first heard about the printing mishap on Reddit and went to Target to see it for herself. Thought it was really funny initially, but I was also concerned because this went under the radar. Dolls have been on the shelves for weeks. Oh, these are now officially labeled as misprints. Huge collector's item now. The Mattel Wicked doll porn packaging. It was supposed to be wickedmovie.com. I doubt anyone actually going to punch in that exact URL. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I feel like most people don't. Since this misprint oopsie was made public, Mattel has taken all of the dolls off the shelves and all the major retailers no longer list them. There was a statement from Mattel saying, Mattel was made aware of a misprint on the packaging of the Mattel Wicked Collection dolls. Man, I've said the word Mattel so many times it's completely lost meaning already. Wow, fucking speed ran that one. Primarily sold in the US, which intended to direct consumers to the official wickedmovie.com landing page. We deeply regret this unfortunate error and are taking immediate action to remedy this. Parents are advised that the misprinted incorrect website is not appropriate for children. Consumers who already have the product are advised to discard the product packaging or obscure the link and may contact Mattel customer service for further information. I do wonder how many people would actually call that Mattel emergency hotline in this case, like freaking out, having a panic, just having a conniption. Oh my god, so it turns out I have one of the Mattel doll porn packages, and I don't know what to do. What do I do? What's protocol here? Like, the solutions would be super simple. Like, the only further information you should need from Mattel is if you can get a refund, because, I mean, why not try, I guess? But otherwise, just fucking throw away the packaging. Or if you're a collector, just put it on the shelf with the back of the box facing the wall, so that way your kids can't look at the URL. Or, like the article says, you can obscure it. You can put like a piece of duct tape on it, I guess. Or, and this is a crazy one, forgive me for my huge, brave, bold hot take here, you could just be a good parent. If your goose is already cooked, the ship has sailed, your kid already saw the wicked.com on the box, you can just tell them, don't go there, and you can make sure that they don't. You can even make up like a really cool story, like if you go to wicked.com, that's where the boogeyman lives, and he's taking all your allowance, and he's going to give you bad dreams and drain your Roblox account of all of its Robux. There's a million ways where you can ensure that your kid doesn't go to that website if they happen to have seen it on the box. But calling Mattel for further information to see if you can get a refund, I do think a lot of people will probably do that. Like, hey, my kid saw this, I'm pretty mad about it, I want my money back. That's probably going to be the main people that call there would be my guess, but who really knows? All I know is this is an interesting misprint. I don't think I've ever heard of a toy company accidentally linking its consumers, kids, to porn. Now, as mentioned on stream, I also don't know how many kids or just human beings in general see a URL on something and then manually go home and type it in. Like that's probably not super common. And in this case, it definitely doesn't seem all that common because these toys were on the shelves for weeks before anybody even noticed it. So probably not a ton of people that got bamboozled and schmeckeldorfed by the wrong URL here, but even still, it is a problem that needed fixing. That's all I really have to say about the whole Mattel fiasco here, but I do want to give you a little bonus because this blew my mind that anyone believed it. Someone sent me an email this morning saying that they had irrefutable proof of the paranormal that they saw on Twitter. Of course, that immediately raises some alarms there. That's definitely a bit of a red flag if you're getting your evidence from some random shitpost on Twitter, but I was curious. My curiosity was piqued, so I took a look at it. And it's this video right here, where it says, some people believe that rich politicians keep such creatures in their houses' secret rooms so as to get power and money. Your thoughts on this? And this is the video. It was immediately clear to me that this is an AI-generated video. But even if it wasn't, why would you instantly believe this? It comes from an anonymous source, and there is no real substance here to any of it. If it's not AI-generated, then the next logical conclusion you should draw is that it's a staged little horror short. But for some reason, the person who emailed me seemed to really believe this, and I looked at some of the comments. A lot of people seem to really believe this. It's crazy how desperate people are to believe in anything at all. Let's just read that back real quick. Some people believe that rich politicians keep such creatures in their houses' secret rooms so as to get power and money. So you're telling me some rich politicians are keeping I don't even know what that is, a goblin sea otter? Some kind of weird fucking Magic the Gathering card looking creature in their secret rooms for power and money. How is that little mythical fucking Bimgus going to be giving the politician power and money? How is it accomplishing that goal at all? It seems to just crawl around on a bed. If this was even real, which it's not, it's an AI-generated video, but like even just spending that disbelief, how is it doing that? Like if it was fairy godparents, like if we're talking about Crocker here, then I get it. Crocker's keeping fairy godparents locked up for power and money. Fine. That logic checks out. But this, what? It's just sad more than anything that anyone would believe that. Like the story associated with it isn't even close to believable. It's nonsensical. But yeah, I just had to at least briefly mention this here because I saw that in an email this morning with a hard believer of that being real evidence of the paranormal somehow. That's about it. See ya.